Hi everyone, it's Lisa with BudgetEquestrian.com, and today we're going to make wavy planks. This will be for your horse jumps, something new and interesting to add. And what I did was I took a 2x6 piece of lumber and I traced, if you can see the black line on the board, and now I'm just making it easier for myself by drilling holes following the lines that I made, and that I'll show you later in a few minutes what I did to make it easier to cut those, to make the wavy lines. So here, every little piece where I have the black lines, I'm just taking a drill. I have a 3/8 inch drill bit on here, and I'm just literally making like a dotted line with the drill holes on the piece of lumber. And you'll do this for the entire, every little line that you make. So if you're thinking about doing this, you might want to start with less wavy lines. If you can see in the back, I actually have one that I already cut out. That was actually the very first wavy plank I ever did. I've always wanted to do these, and I thought, I'm just gonna do it. It was a lot harder than it looks. So now I'm cutting out the corners of the planks. This is where the plank will actually rest in the jump cup. So what I did was I went 6 inches long and 3 inches up. So this is a 2x6 piece of lumber, so I measured down 3 inches and across 6 inches. And now I'm just cutting out the 3x6 inch square. And you're not going to get it perfect with the circular saw, so now I'm using a jigsaw just to make sure that it's perfect, and it actually works really good to get a nice clean corner. Now I'm taking the jigsaw and I'm basically following the lines of the drill holes that I made, and I'm cutting out the excess piece of wood. So pretty soon it's going to fall, and it looks really cool when it falls. See? Look at how cool that looks. So now all I'm doing is just cleaning up the edge, because if you clean up the edge, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to do the sanding. And again, here I'm just using the jigsaw. It's not very difficult to do this part of it, but the more close you can get to the remaining wood, the less sanding that you'll have to do. And it turned out really nice. It was fun to make. The first one was really challenging, but the second one, it was a lot easier. See how pretty that is? Well, you can't because my saw is in the way, but it's nice and pretty much clean there. So this is what it looks like when it's completely finished. It hasn't been sanded, but this is the rough cut of the wavy plank. And that was my dog. So now I'm going to sand everything smooth. And to make these 2 planks, it probably took me about 4 hours. The first one took a lot longer than the second one, because by the time I did the second one, I was a lot better at figuring out what I needed to do. But the sanding is the most important part, because the more you sand it, especially on those wavy parts, the smoother it's going to be. And I smoothed down and really sanded the corners, like from the front to the top and the bottom piece of the wood, because I want to make it look real rounded and just like this. So this is what it looks like when it's all sanded. They're pretty similar because I used the first one that I cut, I used that for the second one. So now I am applying my primer. This is Kills 2 primer. It's interior and exterior. That's why I like to use it. It's latex, it's water-based, so it will rinse out of your brushes. But I'm really messy, that's why I have gloves on, because I will end up wearing as much paint on my hands as I have when I put on the plank or whatever I'm painting. And as you can see on the behind it, those are 2 rails that I also did, because this is going to be like one complete jump. So I wanted to show you what the entire jump would look like when it's all put up and set up together. But that's at the end, I promise. You will get to see the entire jump set up. But now I'm doing the second wavy plank, doing the top, sides, back, everything. And with the Kills, it dries really fast, and I don't use a huge thick coats of it. That's why I'm doing both sides, both front and back. Now when you get to the painting part of it, you only want to do one side at a time. You can do the top and the bottom, but you only want to do one side of the plank, because otherwise it's not going to look perfect. And it's kind of a big deal. If you spend this much time making this kind of a horse jump, you really want to make sure it looks good. So this is the last part of the priming. I'm really fast. Actually, no, I speeded it up 700% to make it a lot faster than it was. But this gives you the idea. So now we're almost ready, and here comes the fun part. Now I'm going to make this is actually Rust-Oleum paint, and I didn't have this baby blue color, but what I did was I had white and I had blue Rust-Oleum paint. So I had like a quart size of the blue paint. So I actually added that into almost a brand new can of the white oil-based paint, and this is the color that I came up with, and I really liked it. And it's nice, it's bright, it's shiny, and it's going to give some definition to the jump, and I don't have any light blue jumps, so I decided I would make one. And again, when you're painting the planks, you want to make sure that you only do one side at a time. Even if you have to go back and do 2 coats, it's much better than ending up with runs and drips and things that you might have to go back and sand off, and then you're going to have to repaint it anyway. So if you just do it lightly and make sure that you don't get any runs or drips, you're going to be a lot happier with the end product. So this is me basically I like to do the bottom and the top first, and then see where if there's any drips, then I'll go back and get them when I do the center portion of the plank. And it's very pretty. I'm very happy with this. Then I just make sure, check up the bottoms, make sure there's nothing dripping down on that either. And this is what they look like when they are all done. These are the Wavy planks. These are 8 foot long. They were 2x6s originally, and now they're somewhat 2 by 6. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Maybe this will encourage you to make your own Wavy planks and maybe come up with some new ideas. So thank you so much for watching.